Let's see. Well, we're talking about the new book. The new book is Carla's Comfort Foods, Favorite Dishes from Around the World. First of all, congratulations on the book.
Thank you very much.
Now, is this, I was trying to figure out, is this your second or third book?
This is my second book, but the third, From Your Lips to God's Ears, it's coming. My first book was Cooking with Love, and it was mainly Southern dishes, sort of a biography of Sunday suppers in Nashville, Tennessee, and the Ark Catering, and then going to Top Chef. And this one is comfort foods, but I'm including about 18 different cuisines.
I think I was getting a little confused because I was counting because there was the Chew actually put out a book, right? So there was
exactly.
There was a collaborative thing there. Let's talk a little bit about the show, and then we'll get into the book. How are things going over at the Chew?
Great. We're in our third season. The ratings are great. We always are asked, do we really get along, or are we really great actors? And we really get along. We're all really good friends. So it's going well.
I want to know if the whole thing seems kind of crazy for you, because it just seems obviously I was a fan of yours when you were on Top Chef. I love the cooking shows, but Top Chef is just one of those where, like, I love the Gordon Ramsay stuff because I like when he yells at people. But Top Chef is one where it seems to focus more on the actual art of cooking. So it was fun to see, and you were definitely great on there. But then a lot of times people are on a reality show and then they just kind of disappear. You never hear from them again. And you've really become something.
I feel so incredibly blessed, and it's true. I owe a lot of my success to the Top Chef franchise, and doing it twice, because I actually didn't want to do Top Chef All-Stars, and I decided to do it. I said I'm only going to do it if I can tell people I do not cater. And that's why I did it. And they said, okay, make it about your business. And I said, okay, I'm going to tell people I do cookies. And then look what happened. I won fan favorite, and I think it's because of that the producers of The Chew saw me, and I went in for a chemistry test. And actually, and what a lot of people don't know, the five of us were only together for a total of 20 minutes before they decided that we were going to be the cast.
That's crazy, and it obviously seems to be going quite well. But that's a thing too. You mentioned the cookies, so you're writing books, and you're hosting a daytime talk show, and you have your own cookie business going as well, which is very successful. And yes. I don't know how you have enough time to do everything.
I'm juggling, and my poor husband, Matthew, is so supportive because, being that we don't really live together during the week and is back and forth on weekends, and then he will come to a city that he thinks that he likes. Okay, I'll meet you there because I like that city. Yeah. And, so it's a juggle, but, at least I get the summers off, so I'll have 10 weeks off in the summer, so... It'll be good.
Carla Hall from ABC's The Chew with us this morning. We're talking about her new book, Carla's Comfort Foods, Favorite Dishes from Around the World. Let's talk a little bit about the book. This has to do more so with some of your travels and different ideas maybe that you discovered on the road and how you've incorporated these into your dishes. Tell us a little bit about it. So
you're right. It has to do with my travels, but more than that, this book is about celebrating people all over the world and showing how, as people, we're very similar, and our differences are in the spices that make a certain dish different and unique. So if I have a smothered chicken in Nashville, it's made with milk gravy, or anywhere in the South. But if you take the milk out and you add sour cream and paprika, you could be in Hungary. Or if you take the milk out and you add habanero peppers and tomatoes, you could be in West Africa. Or if you take the milk out and you add heavy cream and Dijon mustard and white wine, you could be in France. But the technique of the dishes is the same. So that's what I'm trying to get people to see, and I'm trying to get them to use spices and know that it's very approachable and easy. And I've given them kind of a guide map to do that.
Have you always had a talent for this? Like when you were a little girl, were you in the kitchen helping, or is this something that you developed later?
A resounding no. I didn't go to culinary school until I was 30.
What were you doing? You were a model and doing all kinds of things, right?
Yes, I was an accountant. I worked for Pricewaterhouse. I got my CPA. I hated it, as most do. And then I went on to France, where I was modeling. Modeling wasn't a dream, but it was a bridge between what I knew I didn't want to do and what I eventually wanted to do. And I didn't know what that was. I was just open. And so I fell in love with food when I was in France. Sunday brunches with all the models. Yes, they eat. I saw them. and that's when I was like, oh, wow, this is amazing, because I was in the kitchen while the food was being prepared. Before, I didn't really care what happened between the grocery store or the garden and the food getting on the table. I just came in to eat. But when people were in the kitchen talking about the food and talking about the process, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And that's when I started getting interested. And I started a lunch delivery service as a fluke. When I was 25, I had come back from London. I was in London at the time.
Yeah.
And I was the lunch lady for 5 years.
Oh, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's
crazy,
awesome.
Right?
Carla Hall from ABC's The Chew with us this morning on CD 102.5. Outside of the kitchen, what's the last thing you learned to do?
Outside of the kitchen, the last thing that I learned to do was a dance on Newsies. And I learned a dance and song that morning and performed it that night.
Now I would imagine that's probably not too far out of your comfort zone as someone who used to be a model and used to being on a stage or a runway or something like that.
It was hard to learn the song, the words to a song, and the choreography. And then you get out there, you have a few hours to learn it, and you get out there, go, be fabulous. That actually, it felt like Top Chef, so you're right. It's not that far out of my comfort zone. I'm used to being stressed and performing under pressure.
All right, one more thing I want to ask you about too. I've had a chance to interview a number of other chefs too, and the first one that comes to mind is Anthony Bourdain, because he's big on travel and stuff. How important do you think it is? Because this new book is about your travels in part. How important do you think it is for chefs to do that, to get out there and see different places and experience different cuisines and to just pick up other things?
I think it's really important because you have to train your palate. You have to get out of your comfort zone to kind of understand other people. And I always say, I learn more about you through your food than if I were to ask you, how are you today? And if somebody's telling me about their dish, I understand them as a person. I understand some of their passions. You learn so much through a culture's food. And as a matter of fact, I think there's a new course called food diplomacy.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of tells you right there how important food is and other people, and because you just bond through food.
Again, the book is Carla's Comfort Foods, Favorite Dishes from Around the World. It's out now. People can check it out on Amazon or anywhere they'd go to buy a book. So congratulations on the book and everything else you've got going on. Carla, thank you for the time today.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
All right, you too. Bye.